Hi, class. This is Dan Goodison, developmental psychology. I chose the question, is there a relationship between temperament and attachment? Um, and it's an interesting question because when you think of temperament, you think of personality or you think of something that is innate and stable over time. You have the big five personality traits that are commonly used: openness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, extroversion, and the such. And then you have typical temperamental profiles that are commonly innate and different amongst individuals. So you have melancholic, sanguine, choleric, and the rest. And um, these particular profiles that are innate, stable over time, determine if a child is more or less social, quiet, relaxed, irritable, and so on and so forth. In contrast to that, when you're comparing that to attachment, when we think of attachment, we're thinking of something actually that we're in control of, right? We think of something that we can actually have the opportunity to create. And so attachment is something that is the result of a connection to a caregiver where personality and temperament are stable over time. They're born with that. Attachment is something we actually have the ability to create. And you have these different styles of secure, avoidant, anxious, or disorganized. And so the question is there a temperament that can override the effects of attachment? Um, or said another way, can secure attachment take place within all temperament profiles? And a quick scan of the current consensus shows that attachment doesn't seem to be greatly affected by individual differences and individual temperaments. And an example of this is a child um, with any particular temperament might have a secure attachment to one caregiver, one parent, and might have a insecure, resistant attachment to another, demonstrating that the temperament itself does not necessitate a particular attachment to a caregiver. I did look at an experiment from 2016 by Groff and others, and they set out to take a look at temperament and attachment and see if there was anything that stood out, any particular temperaments that would stand out. And so they tested all temperament profiles, and the results of their study was that temperament was weakly associated with attachment. Temperament was not significantly associated with insecure, avoidant, and disorganized attachments in particular. Their research found that there was a very modest variation with certain resistant temperaments, but still the effects actually were very small. And the conclusion of the study ended up being that temperament was more strongly associated with social competence and externalizing behaviors than it actually is temperament. And I guess I take from that in the research and an answer to this question, I take from that that's good news and positive news. Um, that regardless of personality profile, caretakers have the opportunity to create a meaningful connection with a child, resulting in a secure attachment.